Hello everybody, my name is Azan Ali Khan, and today we are discussing surface area to volume ratio in statement unit 1.1, understanding statement 3. Okay, so when we talk about the surface area to volume ratio, it's nothing but the comparison between the amount of surface area and the volume of a shape, or more specific to biology of any organism. So to understand this further, we need to go over surface area and volume. So surface area is the total area of all sides of a 3D shape. So normally surface area to volume ratio questions are always for 3D shape. Volume is the amount of space that the 3D shape occupies, and you will need to know a little bit of math to be able to answer some of the questions. So for example, surface area for a cube, so usually questions are in cubes, for cubes. So it's going to be 6a squared, where a is the side length of the shape. The volume of a cube would be a to the power of 3, or a cubed, where a is the side length of the shape. And this varies, so obviously if it's a surface area for a cube, then it's nothing but 6 times the area of the side. So for a cube, it will be 6a squared, but let's say you have a cuboid. So in that case, you'd want to calculate the length and the width of one side, and then simply multiply it by the amount of identical sides, so that with the identical dimensions. And then for volume, again, because it's a cube, everything is the same length, so obviously you can just cube the value. But assuming you're given a cuboid, what you could do instead is you can multiply its length by its height by its width, and you'll get the Okay, so let's just look at a few examples here. So let's just assume that these are cubes. Obviously they'll be better drawn in the exam. So if you're given the side length of 2 squared times 6 is 4 times 6, which is 24. Volume of this would be 2 cubed, which is 8. So your surface area to volume ratio is 3. 4 squared times 6 is 16 times 6, which is 96. 4 cubed, which will be your volume, is 64, and so on and so forth for 6 and 8. So with this in mind, if I just zoom out a little bit, you'll notice a little bit of a pattern, and that is, well, what we notice is that as the side length increases, the surface area to volume ratio will start to decrease. So as of now, we've covered this mathematics and the more so to do with the mathematical side of the chapter. However, we actually need to understand why surface area to volume ratio matters, and this is more so to do with the biology and the way organisms and their modes of transport and their transport of nutrients are affected due to their size. So if we look back and we notice that as side length increases, hence in terms of an organism's sake, that's its overall size, the surface area to volume ratio will start to decrease. So why does this matter? Well, because of the transport of materials and of energy. So with energy, it's more specifically to do with heat and body temperature. So organisms with high surface area to volume ratios will lose more energy because, so organisms with high surface area to volume ratios, they do not lose as energy as easily, as they do not have as much area to allow for the escape of heat. So in essence, organisms such as humans and organisms which are really large, they do not lose energy as easily, hence because the volume, hence being the heat, is a lot more than the amount of area available for the heat to escape in the first place. So that's why there's more heat, there's less area for the heat to escape, hence we do not lose heat as easily. And this can be defined as its energy. In terms of the transport of materials, so the human body is full of places, full of examples where the body tries to increase its surface area to volume ratio. So, for example, in the lungs and the alveoli are designed so that they have little small sacs at the ends, which help with increasing their surface area to volume ratio, which helps increase the amount of oxygen that goes into the bloodstream and increases the amount of carbon dioxide that goes back into the lungs, which are then exhaled out. So this helps keep your body efficient. In the small intestine, there are little sort of villi in the body. So these are kind of protruding. They're almost finger-like structured, and they contain what are known as microvilli. And these are very good at taking nutrients which are found in the small intestine and transporting them in the blood. And to do this, part of the way they do this is by increasing their surface area to volume ratio by having multiple amounts of folds. Also, if you read the IB biology textbook, it says that cells also reproduce so as to increase their surface area to volume ratio. So there is more area for the cell to take in and release, to take in nutrients and to release any waste, hence making them more efficient, and therefore the distance covered by that the nutrients have to cover from the membrane and towards wherever they need to go in the cell also decreases because there's a lower amount of volume. Also, the mitochondria has lots of foldings in its cristae, and if you study respiration, you will need to know this because this is essential for understanding how energy is made in the cristae. Because of the foldings, it helps with increasing the surface area to volume ratio, and hence this will allow for better reactions, and the respiration is much more effective. So if we want to answer the question, why do humans have digestive systems, cardiovascular systems, and digestive systems, and amoeba don't, and they just have to diffuse? It's because amoeba and unicellular organisms have a high surface area to volume ratio. Hence, it's much easier for them to get their energy into their systems, whereas humans do not have that kind of privilege. Hence, we have respiratory systems, we have digestive systems, which can help with getting those nutrients. So, yeah. Again, as it says, what's in blue. You don't need to learn or memorize, but it will help if you understand this. And yeah, thank you very much for listening. Hope you all have a good day. Everyone in the UAE, I know it's late, but happy National Day as well.